Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest episode of Aziz Drives. Today we have this wonderful Toyota Yaris GR, a rally car for normal roads. So let's look at it in a deep dive. Let's start from the front because I want to talk about the design of the car. Let me give you a quick introduction what this is all about. When you look at it from the front, those aggressive lines, those angles, the cuts and everything that really speaks out. I'm a rally car. I want to be noticed by big ones. You see the intercooler from the outside. You have this air intakes on every part of this wonderful grille design. So this one is fake, but this one actually goes into the engine. Here, the intercooler where it sucks in the air, and those two bits are the very interesting ones because here the air comes in and cools the brakes. So when you're on track, you are cooling your brakes via those air vents. Magnificent! Let's go to the side because that's where it gets very interesting. Okay people, let's look at the design from the side because the car has some facts you need to know about. First of all, the car got longer than its Yaris brothers. It is 55 millimeters longer. It is 60 millimeters wider and it is 45 millimeters lower in the height of the car. So that makes it very sporty and very aggressive and good to drive. Then we have those wonderful black wheels with the red brake calipers, which is also in the design line of the Yaris because Gazoo Racing is always using those red and black elements which you see round off the car. So then the next thing I want to talk about is this wonderful roof. That's the first carbon roof they ever used on a Toyota Yaris. It's not the best material, but it looks sick. I thought it was a foil, but it isn't. It's real carbon fiber. Makes the center of gravity a little lower, makes it faster, so I want it. Okay people, let's talk about the back of the car because here it gets interesting. Now you can see where the width of the car was very much used. Look at this wonderful back part of the car. You see how wide they made it so more air can flow there and it has a wider stance. Then these elements haven't changed from the normal Yaris. You have this big spoiler at the roof of the car which gives us more downforce. You have this diffuser and those two exhaust pipes giving it a rally look. But that's it. That's it. It is simple, it's effective and it's absolutely fun to drive. So that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna drive it. I'm gonna show you the engine first. We're talking about the interior a little bit. Then we're gonna take it for a big drive. So let me talk about the stuff that's very obvious that you see right here. So we have a very sporty steering wheel. We have those two analog speedometers that show us the speed and the RPMs we're driving. We have this wonderful gear shifter that has those nice stitchings, a nice gear lever. The e-brake though, this is something very interesting. So in an all-wheel driven car, you cannot just pull the e-brake without pressing the clutch and getting out of gear, otherwise you would destroy your axles. But here you can just drive on casually, go into a corner, pull the e-brake and do a U-turn, for example. Why can you do that? Because when you pull the e-brake, it couples the back axis, so it's only front wheel drive and you can do U-turns with this car. So you really see that the people from Toyota, Mr. Toyota himself and Mr. Mäkinen, thought about this. They wanted to make it a real rally car for the road, or give him the character of a rally car. That's what this emblem in the middle says. WRC, developed for FIA World Rally Championship. It's incredible. And this is the first time that I'm actually thinking about buying a Yaris. Other than that, you have this big screen in the middle. It's not the best technology on the market right now. You can connect it to Apple CarPlay. I'm going to show you that. Plug in your USB, take your phone, plug that in, and now you can choose to connect to Apple CarPlay. Otherwise, you wouldn't even have a navigation system and nothing. So that is very interesting. And then something important, I think, is the seats. Those seats are wonderful. period. I'm setting the dot right there, because when I sit in those seats, I have enough space for my legs, and I am very comfortable, but still it feels like a bucket seat. You have those side squirts here that hold you in place, and even so on your legs, you kind of have these cushions that are pressing into your legs, so when you turn into a corner, you have enough grip in the seat. You don't get out and nothing, and you need grip because the G-force that this car gives you, it's incredible. What else can we talk about? Well, the funny thing is you have heated seats, of course, and you have a heated steering wheel in a Toyota Yaris GR. Why would you think? I don't know. Why not? Funny thing is, when you're in winter drifting around some snowy roads, you could heat up your hands. That's the only explanation I came up to. Okay, people. So I'm sitting in a driver's chair of this wonderful Yaris GR. And let me tell you something. Boy, oh boy, this car is absolutely recklessly insane. I don't know how they managed to be able to put that on the market and legalize it, but this is just bonkers. I mean, it accelerates like crazy. It gives you the most beautiful feelings while driving. And you know what? Let's just explain. Holy moly! I am absolutely in love with this car. Let's talk about some facts before I give you the POV driving experience, because I think it's very important to talk about what this car is all about. So first of all, I want to mention this. You have this little button here where you can turn in the middle console, where you can turn left or right. So you can choose if you want to drive in sports mode, in normal mode, or track mode. But what this also is, or more importantly is, it is your decision how much power you want the all-wheel drive to send to the front wheels, and how much of it you want to send to the back. So now I am in normal mode. The car sends 60% to the front wheels and 40% to the back wheels, driving in this mode. This is your daily drive, this is your city drive and all of that. Perfectly wonderful. You can accelerate also great in this in this mode, because it doesn't scratch too much. You have a good drive. But now there comes the important thing, and I'm going to talk about track mode first before we talk about sports mode. When we go into track mode, we have a perfect 50-50 distribution from the front and to the back, so the power is 50-50 on all wheels, and this brings it to drive bonkers. You can drive fast, the car gets you out of the corners beautifully, you don't oversteer, you don't understeer too much, of course, if you're a good driver, and you can drive as fast as the car possibly gives you. But now let's go to my most favorite mode. Let's switch to sports mode. Why is this my most favorite mode? Because in sports mode it sends 70% of the power to the rear wheels and 30% to the front wheels, which makes it absolutely crazy to drive. So this mode can give you the possibility to drift the car. You have seen some drift videos of a Yaris GR before, and you can throw it around corners. It's literally crazy. It literally is crazy. So what you also can do now is you have those three little buttons. I am in sports mode. I have 70% to the back wheels, 30% to the front. I now have here three buttons. One is for the automatic on and off on stoplights, and one is called EMT, or IMT in English. IMT is nothing else as automatic rev matching, and I like the fact that they built in this in such a small sports car or rally car for the road, because now let's say I'm in fourth gear, I want to shift to third, it rev matches for me. I want to shift in second, gives me the rev match to almost 4,000 RPM. So it keeps the car stable when driving around corners, when driving fast. I can only focus on shifting perfectly, and I don't have to rev match or anything. If you don't want it to rev match for you, you can turn it off. Okay, sports mode on, expert mode on, which means ESP is off, and off we go. EMT is on, let's go. This is what I'm talking about, man. And turn into a corner. Brakes are wonderfully cool. 56 millimeters. Pow. Next gear. And step on the brake. Second gear in. Turn in. And on the acceleration again. You little beautiful car, you crazy motherfucker, you. I love it. Hey, I think you got the message, okay? You can buy this car for 37,000 Swiss francs. That makes it, well, with the euro and the US dollar, let's say 40 grand in US dollars. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. And it keeps the price because nobody is going to sell you this thing. That's the biggest problem. Once you have driven this car, you want it. You want it, and there's nothing else. You want to have this car. You want it, and I want it, and I'm thinking of buying one. And that's the biggest problem because, you know, I like sports cars a lot, but when I think of terms in when people wouldn't be so attached to what other people think about them, this would be the car to go. If I can describe to you what gives me more fun, this car, or for example my Aston Martin, or anything like it, this gets the deal. But when you start thinking of, well, what looks better to the eye of other people, then you might think a sports car like an Aston Martin or a F360 or a M6 BMW or something like that would be better. But for your heart, this is the thing to go. Oh. So, thank you very much. Subscribe. Make sure to subscribe. Give your boy some like. Go to other social media channels. We do really funny TikToks and IGs. So hopefully you enjoy that. Thank you very much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Goodbye, friends.